What is going on, America? Welcome in to another episode of Wake Up Barstool. It's Thursday. We got to get to the Jalen Hurts hit piece which dropped. Dave texted yesterday, said he has to come by and rant about the Red Sox. Plus, we got a ton of Final Four talk coming throughout the show. There's some World Cup floating around in the air. CB Buckner's Week from Hell continues. It's a lot. It's going to be very fun on Wake Up Barstool, and it starts now. Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool, guys. Thursday. Myself, PFT, Mark Titus, and Big T in the chair. Let's go, T. I always get pumped with Big T's in the chair.
I'm amongst giants today.
Oh, yeah. Wow. The average height of this panel is about one of the biggest you could put together.
I need Jerry back ASAP. ASAP. Also, thoughts and prayers to Jersey Jerry. He's not here today. He's homesick. I heard that he might have COVID. So everybody out there, send your best to Jerry. Say, get well, Jerry. Hope you get over the cocoa soon.
He should have gotten vaxxed like Big T, dude.
That was forced by the government.
I just assumed you actually didn't.
No, where I lived, you had to, or you had to be stuck in your home.
Okay, look, let's not start this show contentious.
This is a great start.
Let's not start this show. We're very excited. Sports is in the air. It's great. But you know what else is in the air? Wonderment, the advance of technology, human horizons expanding, space, Big T. We're going back to the moon.
So this is what I hear, and that's awesome, but they're just going around it.
Yeah, we're just cruising.
Yeah, but we're still going to the moon. It's like 250,000 miles away or something, dude. Look at this launch.
This is the furthest any astronaut has gone since 1972.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Which
That's
is kind
awesome.
of shocking.
That's crazy.
That's great. I love it. They're not going to the moon.
We're going by the moon.
They're going to the moon.
Let me ask you this, Big T.
Yeah.
If you drove
Let me ask you this.
You're saying they're not going on the moon, which is true, but instead of saying they're not going on the moon, you're saying they're not going
Titus,
to the moon.
if I said I was coming to your house, you invited me to come to your house, and I said, I'm coming to your house, and I drove right by it and came back home. Did I go to your house?
If you came outside of my house and you said I've been to, I would be like, yeah, you're at my house. Why didn't you come in?
Big T,
I'd be like, you should have come in.
Yeah,
Why didn't you come in my house?
If I said, hey, Big T, I just drove my car to Milwaukee and back, would you be like, oh, you didn't actually go to Milwaukee because you didn't get out of your car?
That's different.
Why?
No, I think I think it plays. I think it plays. Look, I mean, okay, to your point, we are not landing on the moon. We should be clear about that. But it's still pretty awesome. Still the furthest humans been forever.
I agree.
And if you watch the graphics of like the path, they're going to do a couple laps around the Earth. They're going to use Earth's gravity to slingshot them towards the moon. Then they're going to hook into the moon gravity to slingshot him back. It's
pretty sick.
And then they're going to land in San Diego. Think about being that far out, slingshot around the moon's gravity, and in the infinite 3D space that is space, you can land in San Diego.
I mean, why not?
That's crazy.
Why is it incredible that they're landing in San Diego?
Well, so
Took off from Florida.
No, so pinpoint, I'm saying.
It's 3,000 miles.
No,
How is it not?
No, from the moon.
T-Bob's saying that they're not just randomly landing on don't That they've already picked out exactly the exact spot where they're going to land.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they do it where they took off from?
Well, I don't know. That's not really the point now.
They want to go to San Diego. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
It's going to be great. Yeah, are they going to ship their luggage across the country? That's actually a fair question.
I don't know.
Shout out my old
Toilet's
neighbor.
broken.
My old neighbor Bob, because a lot of this Artemis, I think, part of the shuttle, the power, whatever, it was built in New Orleans, and
we had some guy in New Orleans named Bob,
Bob Food,
with a
great
wrench,
guy.
just like
great. No, I think he
I'm
did
gonna crank this bitch up.
I can't remember what his exact title. Apparently, New Orleans though, massive NASA center, which like a lot of people don't know, where they do a lot of huge building, whatever, doesn't matter. But me and Bob been talking about this for years. A text I was like, I'm happy for you, Bob. I miss you. He's a great neighbor.
I saw a video, maybe it was a picture that you posted, T-Bob, but it was the rocket that was going from New Orleans.
Yes, yeah.
I thought that was a cigarette.
It does look like
it made me want to smoke
giant dart.
really bad.
Which astronaut said they asked him, he was about to go up in a rocket, and they said, what are you thinking right now? And he said, the fact that this was built by the lowest bidder.
I don't know.
But it's just a guy, Bob, in New Orleans.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob's the man. You would love
Bob.
Bob.
Would do it for free.
A+ neighbor. used to walk the neighborhood for hours every day. He could talk to anybody, just effervescent charm, great with the kids. Shout out, Fudd. Miss you, man. So going back to the moon's pretty awesome.
Actually, dude, randomly, I'm wearing my NASA shirt today.
There we go, dude.
Shout out.
We are setting up to land on the moon, right? Like
we better.
Like
yes, that's after Artemis.
This is Artemis 2.
Yeah.
Artemis 4 is landing on the moon, I think.
I don't know which Artemis is.
But
but
one of them is, right?
Yes, this is all a plan to eventually land back in the moon.
Call me on Artemis 4.
I mean, we're gonna have to make a moon base if we ever do want to like eventually expand into the cosmos. Who knows if that will ever come to pass? What?
Do we want to do that?
What is going on with you?
I would say this.
Are we trying to do that?
I would say this.
That's awesome. This is awesome, Big T.
Might be some bad.
You can't poo-poo everything, Big T.
We
shot a rocket into space.
Mark.
We go around. We come back. We land in San Diego.
That was a question, Mark. Not question mark.
Goodness.
I would say this. Things on Earth feel pretty tense right now. Nuclear war is kind of hanging in the balance, as it has been for about 50, 60, like we're playing a bit of, we have the sword of Damocles over our head, a bit of a human insurance policy to ensure the survival of the race. Now, the timeline is long. We're going to have to make it through a lot more years.
It'll be fine.
But I hope, that's easy to say.
I feel like we're cruising the solar system looking for trouble right now. We're like hoping somebody would say something to us at our spaceship as we're driving by the moon. We're hoping that somebody on the moon, we see like some life that tries to mess with us.
We could actually use a good alien to unite the clans. A good existential threat.
Are you two alien guys?
Well, I believe it's called Fermi. Is it Fermi's paradox?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I almost assuredly think that life exists. I do out there, but like, not just from a distance standpoint is it probably impossible that we ever find them, but from a time standpoint. Because like civilizations also have to time up to, they both have space travel, they both have this, and then you have somehow close the distance. So I doubt that we ever.
I believe they're out there, and I believe we should exterminate them. Yes.
But I mean, we'll throw hands
before they exterminate us.
All right, that's fair enough.
I don't believe in aliens in terms of like the little green men that are running around. But I think alien life exists, and then I look at Myles Garrett, and I'm like, alien life definitely exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a freak.
Yeah.
There's no way he was born on Earth. He was seeded by the guy from Prometheus. Have you ever seen Prometheus?
Do you think I've seen Prometheus?
I don't know. Yeah, that was a dumb question.
What are the astronauts eating these days? Are they still like housing Tang and
dry ice cream
and freeze-dried ice cream?
Remember they would bring that by your school when you were in elementary school? It was like the best day ever. Oh.
This is stuff the astronauts drink.
Oh, dude, I miss freeze-dried ice cream.
You can just buy it. You're an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point.
I guess I haven't thought about freeze-dried ice cream in years.
You have children. I'm sure they'd love it.
I should talk to them about that. But again, are astronauts even eating it anymore? Because maybe it's not as cool if they're not.
What if this was actually the first time that we ever went to the moon? What if all the conspiracy theories were correct and we never actually went there? And so you said Artemis 4 is the one that's going to the moon.
I think so. I think I read that. Yeah.
Those astronauts that would land on the moon would have to just like do the best job ever of acting, be like, this is kind of great that we're back here again. So good to be back. This is amazing. And they could never, I would become.
You see them in the background with like footprint, like making footprints, like, oh, look, I found it.
If I was them, I would become a big time moon conspiracy guy so that I could claim that I was the first person to walk on the moon.
Is that flag still up there?
Might be. Still waving in the wind, which doesn't exist on the moon.
Well, it had a pole in it. They did this on MythBusters. It had a pole in it. Look, I will say this: with the tech that we have now, the images and everything that we should get are going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever look at Curiosity images from Mars?
I have seen
with the
those,
rover.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it just looks like New Mexico, but even that's like crazy in its own right to see those in such high definition. So shout out space. Very excited.
Couldn't they have waited until after the Masters? This feels like a perfect.
Timing is interesting.
A perfect thing to do after the sports calendar is just like kind of in that limbo area.
Highly anticipated Final Four coming up, and they do it now, and it's like.
Right. It's like
why?
A few years ago.
Who's in charge of this?
That ship got stuck in what canal was that? The Suez Canal.
Oh, yeah.
And the driver of that ship was probably living the high life. He's like, I got nowhere to be for the next month. I can watch college basketball the entire time. It feels like this is a good thing that NASA should have done just as we start to flip the calendar. We feel that valuable week until we get into some really meaningful Stanley Cup playoff, NBA playoff games.
Yeah.
Is there a live stream somewhere, or we just see it take off and land?
I'm sure there's a live stream.
One thing I haven't seen, to your point, is like, I want to see a video of it fully breaking the atmosphere. I feel like every video I've seen just cuts off when it's like pretty high up.
That's interesting.
I would like to see it.
That's when it hits the dome.
Yeah, I want to see it break all the way through. Do you think do they have the ability to watch the Final Four on the shuttle?
Oh, great question.
I know. Shout out Barry Wilmore, Mount Gilead High School graduate. He demanded when he went to space, it was like when SEC Network was starting, and he was like, I'm not going unless we get SEC Network.
I love that. I want to know where these astronauts went to college. That's going to be very important to find out.
Okay, this is a live stream from NASA right now.
One of them's Canadian, I think.
Oh, you.
Which is weird.
Yeah, why is that allowed?
And I don't know if I love it.
I was just trying to look it up in front. I can't find the link that I had, but the pilot's a former D1 athlete. So we have our representation there in this. Do you think that's Earth right there?
I don't know. That might be the moon.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Imagine Big T, and we're not even close to where we're gonna be. Maybe that's the moon. That would make sense too.
I mean, I saw.
Think about hitting that target though. Look at infinite space, 3D space.
I'm imagining. It's sick. It's awesome.
Yeah.
They're just not going on.
You don't really like it.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
disgusted.
There was, guys.
I like it. I don't know, man.
Is Jalen Hurts a good quarterback or not? Coming up next, we have Dave Portnoy, who wants to rant on his beloved Red Sox. Also, will Mutt make the suite for the Final Four? Coming up next, Wake Up Barstool FS1.
I do have a theory about Jalen Hurts, though.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll get there. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here in FS1. Right now, it's my pleasure to welcome on the owner of the company, Dave Portnoy. He has made the potentially foolhardy decision to bet every single Boston Red Sox game this season. And Dave, it's a tough start.
Yeah, it hasn't been good. They're 1-5, and I think I've requested to come on the show maybe twice. I can't remember the first request, but I'm first of all, being a 162er where you watch every pitch like Frank the Tank is miserable. But this is more, it's ruining my life like Frank, and a major part of it is John Henry, the ownership of the Red Sox. So this is a plea that probably a lot of fan bases, like I'm looking at the panel, I know PFT has some teams that stink. Washington's better, the football team, but the ownership, you got to do something. So John Henry brought 4 World Series to the Red Sox, so he got some leeway. He gets 8 years they haven't done. Now this picture you're putting up right there is his wife. After they signed Alex Bregman, they posted this picture. Alex Bregman was here for a cup of coffee, and we got nobody at third base to replacement. They got rid of Devers, then they brought in Bregman for 10 minutes. Bregman, by all accounts, wanted to stay in Boston. They didn't want to pay him, and they brought in Caleb Durbin, who's 0 for 18 right now at the plate. Not his fault, but he's 0 for 18. Here's the problem. Somewhere along the way, and this is well documented in Boston, the Red Sox and this ownership group stopped trying to win, and this is just a terrible play. They stopped trying to win World Series. They're content with being average to decent because Red Sox fans love Fenway. They're avid fans. It's this huge fan base. It's a whole story. They'll fill up the park in their hat. They just make this team is just to make money, not to win championships. By the way, ABS here, 9th inning. And he doesn't challenge it. This team doesn't know how to use ABS. We had 2 in our pocket. It's 6-4 in the 9th inning, and we're not challenging ABS. This team challenges ABS in the 1st inning. But back to John Henry. And by the way, this guy didn't play. Our best player, they gave him a rest. They pinch hit him in the 9th inning. Boom, home run. Meanwhile, Caleb Durbin is not getting a day off, and he hasn't got a hit yet. But again, John Henry, I have legislation, and I'm saying you got to sell the team. If you want to own one team in one city and be a bad owner, fine. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Those are just the cards you're dealt. But the second you start owning multiple teams, and John Henry has created this Fenway Sports Group. So we own Liverpool, we own Roush Racing, we own the Red Sox, we own all these sports franchises, and he's moved from being a corn and like a bean counter on Wall Street to now professional sports is his business. You should be forced then to be put to a vote in each city, like a mayor every 4 years. Are you doing the best? Because the Red Sox belong to the city of Boston, not John Henry. He's not from there. He doesn't care about them. He came in and won a World Series right away, and they were spending money, and they won. And now 8 years, he's gotten rid of Mookie. The Red Sox should never lose a player like Mookie Betts in his prime because you don't want to pay him. They lose Xander Bogaerts. They won't pay for players. And it shows, and there's got to be some way to hold an owner like John Henry accountable when it's clear this is now just another commodity for him. He's back on Wall Street, and his only care in the world is making a profit on sports teams. He did the same thing in Liverpool. I guess he's spending a little bit there now, but the Red Sox, he's just letting Yoshito Machado was our third hitter yesterday with the Red Sox. It's crazy. Like, the Red Sox are a fairly huge sports franchise with tons of revenue, and he's just sticking in his pocket or putting in this thing. There's got to be a way to get these guys out. That is my proposal. If you own multiple teams, you can vote.
Dave, I like that proposal. I've got some experience dealing with really terrible ownership. Went through the Dan Snyder years. I survived the Dan Snyder years in D.C. The one thing these guys care about, you know this, you're a businessman, they care about the bottom line. You're talking about like John Henry only cares about the money that's coming in. They don't want to pay for players. The only thing that will affect a guy like this and make them want to sell the team is if, one, the fans stop paying money out of their pocketbooks, and that's going to be very hard. And see, like Boston, they love the Red Sox. I don't see them stopping going to games. But then again, like in D.C., we loved the Redskins at the time, and eventually, after dozens of years, the apathy just became so much, and the stadium became so empty that the sponsors started. They were the ones that really turned the tide. Is the sponsors of the team put PFT pressure on the ownership?
Would he have even been gone if it wasn't for the scandal?
No, it was a combination of, he was one real.
You need some sex scandals.
And you're also going to have to define which scandal, because there were probably like 30 scandals that he was in. But yeah, he was a bad guy away from all the stuff dealing with like revenue. So that was a part of it. But it's really the bottom line. And I think that one thing that European sports fans are much better at than American sports fans is they won't tolerate this. Like we saw the Super League a couple years ago, when all these European soccer teams.
John Henry was involved in that.
Yeah, because he was trying to cash some checks, and then the fans basically rioted in the streets. And Boston's got a history of rioting. I feel like the fans at some point
something has
to take it in their own hands.
It is brutal, and you just look at the players with the Red Sox that they've let go. I don't mind being wrong. Like, like Jerry Jones is an interesting example to me because they never win, but I feel like he wants to win as much as like the people in Dallas. So if I had a vote in that city, would I keep Jerry? I'd probably keep him.
Yeah.
Like, I just want the guy who's running the team to really want to win. And it's just clear with John Henry now, he doesn't. We're just stuck with him. So it stinks to be forced. And like PFT's right, he's dealt with it far more than I have. I mean, John Henry definitely got a long pass, but it's just so blatantly obvious what he's doing now. Yeah. And it's infuriating when the team is your city, like the Boston Red Sox are Boston. So
I feel like it's going to have to be a fan movement that affects the bottom line somehow. I think it's the only way that you can get through to a guy like that. And it is funny watching, Dave, you've had a great run recently. You've had Michigan football, national championship. The Patriots just got back to the Super Bowl. Your Michigan Wolverines are in the Final Four again. But watching the Boston Red Sox has given you a case of early onset flamencia, which we have.
It's like brutal. I have a lot more respect for him. Like I when you're hanging on every pitch, it's a brutal thing to watch. And now I feel like I'm too deep in. I mean, I texted Dan. I'm like, what do I do? It's like he's like, just bet $250,000 on the next game. Get out. It's like, yeah, but they stink. They stink. So it's a tough situation to be in. But the ownership, I like the vote thing. If you own two teams, then you should be forced to a vote every couple years. Because it is yes, it's a private entity, but it really isn't. It like kind of is a public municipality that belongs to the city. So I don't know.
Dave, are you remaining committed to being a 162er this year?
Yeah, I mean, for the time being, listen, I thought they were going to be decent. Their lineup stinks. It's just so frustrating because everything that I am committed to it, but everything that exemplifies John Henry was done. Like, I'm not blaming Caleb Durbin. They got the third baseman from Milwaukee, but Alex Bregman publicly was like, I was dying to stay in Boston. I love the guys. I love the team. I love the city. And they got outbid by the Cubs by a couple bucks, and he went because John Henry, it doesn't fit in the scheme. And the new guy, Caleb Durbin, is 0 for 18. It's just so blatant. It's tough to watch. But yes, I'm sticking with it. And I shouldn't. PFT's right. I'm boarding a plane tomorrow to go watch Michigan, hopefully cut down the nets and bring me a Final Four. And I'm worried about a opening day against the Padres. So it's tough.
Are you you have an uncanny ability to kind of shape reality to your whims. Do you see this continuing with John Henry? Is this today the start of a larger campaign? Like, does he ever earn a champagne bottle?
So I didn't like him when he came here. But then he won because he came from the Florida Marlins where they won the World Series and then they just blew that team up like a second later. So he didn't, it's not what you love to see. And he felt like a total carpetbagger. But when you win, and they won a lot and they had never won before, it kind of shuts everybody up. But now it's been 8 years. And somewhere along the way, smartly, he's like, all right, we've won. We don't have to win anymore because they were paying. They were, when he came, they were opening the checkbook. Now they're just not. So, I will keep the pressure on and see what happens. I mean, they gave away Devers for free last year, which is insane. And it's frustrating to watch. So, yes, I will keep the pressure on and be a 162er.
Dave, in happier news, your Wolverines go to the Final Four. I know it's very exciting. The suite looks like it's all ready to go. Did Mutt end up making his way to the suite? I know you've talked about this online, but our television audience, okay.
So Mutt's a big UConn guy. Said if he could get a personal video made by Dan Hurley saying he had to be there, he did kind of ambush Hurley. I also think there's some insider trading going on. Like I know PFT and Dan are buddies with Dan Hurley. I don't know if they said anything. I've heard Kirk is somehow friends with them. So I think he had more help than I anticipated. But he is going. In this game that we got up right there, coin flip. This is outside of UConn just being March, and you can't kill UConn. Michigan, Arizona, I think are head and shoulders above the other two teams. And this, I think, is the de facto national championship. And I'm not confident. Like, I think there's going to be a great basketball game.
I did not do anything to set Mutt up. I want that on the record.
Okay.
That was not me working behind the scenes as a puppet master. I feel like Mutt is just kind of like a dogged journalist and a diehard fan and knew where to hang out, somehow got in touch with Hurley. So you think this is the national championship game, but then UConn, whenever they get into the national championship game, they win every single time. And I was talking to Hank and Big Cat about this, but like your perspective as a New England guy, like growing up, what percentage of Boston sports fans are also UConn Husky fans? Because if you fit in that demographic, you are the luckiest person.
Yeah.
You have had the best life in terms of sports. Like, you have probably not gone more than 6 months without a national championship.
Yeah. I liked UConn and rooted for them and have bet on them and won money in the Final Four, but I don't think there's a huge crossover. I don't see. I mean, if you go to UConn, you root for them. But if you're in New England and you didn't go to UConn, you don't, because there's so many other New England schools, like a Boston College is certainly right there and closer. They don't play football really. I mean, they didn't growing up. Now they do a little bit. So I'm sure there's some, but it's not like a school, like an Ohio State or Michigan where a lot, like 50%, 75% of the state or that region roots for the team. I don't feel that with UConn.
I feel like there's one bigger Michigan fan than you in this room, and that's Mark Titus, who has a future on Michigan.
I do.
On Michigan basketball.
Yeah, plus 1,400.
That's the two of you have both made coward.
Now, hang on a second, Dave, because
12 months.
You said that I pulled a PFT move. PFT placed his bet 1 week before the Super Bowl. I placed my bet in November. I was looking at the board. I was trying to figure out a team. I wanted to place a future. I was trying to figure out the best value. I saw Michigan plus 1,400. I said, That doesn't make any sense. They're a very good team, and I placed.
So are you rooting for them?
I wouldn't say I'm rooting for them. I would say.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's the answer.
Well, what? I mean, I'm a journalist, Dave. I got my
on a team. Usually, you are rooting for that team.
I'm rooting,
especially at 14-1.
I'm rooting for the game. I'm rooting for the sport. I'm rooting for my city. I'm rooting for Indianapolis to put on a good show for everybody. That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah,
it's a good Final Four city. So, who do you think is going to win this game?
I'm with you. This is a coin flip. There are a million iterations of this game that could unfold, and it's just a matter like, does Mara get in foul trouble? Is Michigan shooting threes? Well, how many, like, Arizona doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but if like Michigan's hitting, then does Arizona try to play catch up? And then now all of a sudden they're jacking a bunch of threes. I think this is like the beauty of college basketball. It's a one and done thing. I think if this is like a 7-game series, that would be awesome too, to watch these teams like figure each other out as the series goes on. But in a one-game thing, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea who's going to step up, who's going to have a bad game. It's a coin flip.
That's how I feel. A lot better. Last time Michigan was at the Final Four, I believe, was San Antonio, and I was there, and we played a Villanova team that if we played them 1,000 times, they would have beat us 10,000 times. They were that much better than us. So this is we're there. But I agree on the UConn thing. That's kind of what I was saying. Like, ordinarily, throw UConn out, I think we're much better. And I will be confident if we advance and had to play UConn, even though I know like UConn had no business beating Duke, really. And UConn's just UConn, and they always figure out a way. But Michigan, I feel like they've been the best team all year. But Arizona's right there. So
I like Arizona's guards more than Michigan's. That's something you might want to be worried about. Arizona's a guard, or they have great guard play, whereas Michigan, it's, not exactly your strength.
Yeah, I am worried. I'm worried about the game. Like, again, I think it's a coin flip. So I think it's going to be a great game, and hopefully we get by that and stay till Monday and get a national championship and reassert ourselves here at the top of the heap in all college sports. And hopefully we get the double. Hopefully we get the hockey basketball double. Never been done before.
UConn's best player is a Michigan transfer, by the way.
Oh, wow. I know that.
Something to think about.
And also, Dusty May might be taking phone calls this week.
That's right.
He might be talking to
Dusty May might forget to coach the team because he's trying to recruit Arizona's players to join Michigan next year.
That's all part of the new 24/7, 365 environment we're in.
Also, Dave, I mean, the fact you just tossed like Michigan hockey in there. Like, you are a good sports town. Dave Portnoy is personally a good sports town because the Celtics are favored out of the East to make it to the NBA Finals. The Patriots were in the Super Bowl. You've got everything going for you, and all you can think about is like, how do I improve the one team in my life that is making me miserable? I feel like if every city had a fan like that dedicated to righting the wrongs, we'd be in a better place as sports fans.
I don't know who came up with the quote, but there's a famous one: "You're only as strong as your weakest link." So we got to get the Red Sox up and going.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you so much, man. Good luck with the journey through 162. Seems like a recipe for madness, and good luck getting John Henry out of there.
All right, go blue.
All right, there we go. Dave Portnoy, our fearless leader, the ultimate sports sounds very good point, PFT.
Yeah, I mean, he's lived a charmed life as far as sports fans go, but you still think about the losses.
Look at this very cinematic shot from our guy Danny here. Wow. I love this, dude. Let's go. We got more Wake Up Barstool coming up next.
Would have been very funny if he got splashed.
Is that the moon?
You can't say something. You can't make me laugh that hard right before we come back.
Live?
No, I know. Right before we come back on air, you're causing me to choke.
Yeah, hell of a take. Big T drops his best goal off the air. We got to fix that.
Listen, I'll say it on the air. If Jeremy, you want me to?
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was just funny. Dude.
We got Jalen Hurts news to talk about.
Actually, we're going to still wait on the Jalen Hurts news a little bit here. I want to talk college basketball. First, let's start by once again showing today's crew the updated standings of the competition that everybody claims not to care about. Very convenient that nobody seems to care. This is the WUB Picks competition. Every day was given teams to draft, points to those teams could earn. Here are the standings.
Okay.
Y'all did really good. Notice, did, past tense, because there's one winner, and that's me, Katic, Dana Beers, and Megan.
Yeah,
the obvious best basketball knowers.
It's over?
It's over. Because we're guaranteed to, I don't think there's a
What's
mathematical
the national
way.
title worth?
Yeah, what if Arizona beats?
No, incorrect. It says
UConn.
champion is worth 10 points.
What?
You are wrong.
Yeah, what are
Damn
you
it.
talking about? You don't
I was
get,
told it was over the other day.
You don't get any points for winning the Final Four game. You only
Matt's
get
not the
points.
strong suit of the big boys.
Yeah.
Oh, so if Arizona
Well,
wins
no, but we
both.
would both get points for the Final Four, so it'd be a wash.
I would get points for the Final
His two
Four.
teams are playing each
Oh, look,
other.
look. Elite 8, 6 points. Final Four, 8 points. So
Wait.
those points have already been counted. There are no points
I
to
think
make
that
the
means
national
winning
championship.
that round.
Okay, wait, so we could end up with a tie potentially.
No.
Because we go, okay, let's say we both get a,
It says
You're up 8 points. One of your teams is going to win. They're playing each other. So you are going to have
Oh, so you
42
would win.
points.
You would win if Arizona
wins, we will then have 34.
Yeah.
And if Arizona beat your
Then you're
team,
44,
we would have
44.
44.
Yeah.
Okay,
Either
I
way,
thought, damn it.
we're still alive. Yeah.
Damn it. I thought this, I've been saying all week that we'd already won.
You have not.
nope,
You have
definitely
not
not.
won. No.
Sadly not.
Poor math.
It does. It was nice of you to tip your hand and show which day show you care about the most.
Well, that's the show that I was involved in the pick competition with. I recused myself from every other day.
Okay. That's tough. That's a tough look. What you just did.
God,
That some would
Tough.
say
That was
that's
really tough.
That's bad juju.
That
That might have been a jinx.
did I
In
choose
fact, no.
my-
That definitely was a jinx. What you just did.
So like a parent choosing between your kids. No, it's definitely a jinx what I just
Just
did.
jinxed.
1,000%. I just jinxed it. I might have just made Arizona the national champion.
Yeah. Congrats.
I think you did.
So guys,
I
if
think you
anybody
did.
wants to go out there and like immediately bet on it, this would probably be a good opportunity to do so. Okay.
Took money out of Titus's pocket.
He doesn't care.
But I don't
He
care
doesn't
about.
want-
I don't care about
he
the
does
bet.
not
What
want
I
Michigan to win
what I
that
care about. What I care about is this.
Thank
I care,
you.
I care about this way more than
Thank you. You're the first person to say they
It's
care.
far more important than my plus 1,400 bet that I placed in November.
Thank you. Pride matters, guys.
I mean, if we end up winning, the Tennessee Sweet 16 win over Iowa State would have put us over the top.
There you go.
Oh, there.
Shout out Tennessee. Okay, so I really more want to get into previewing the Final Four, but since it's the first time we've had you on, Mark, there's one question I want to ask you about the UConn buzzer beater, and that is, what is the most insane aspect to you? And what we've written down here, it's like, you have the comeback overall, not fouling, Duke not holding the ball, the quality of the shot, no timeout. Like what do you think in retrospect, with so many days to process it, what is the craziest aspect?
I think the thing that I keep thinking about and just shaking my head is that UConn could not hit a 3 to save their life for most of this game. That this is the only 3-point shot Braylon Mullins, who's a shooter. That's like kind of the thing with him. He's from Indiana. He's supposed to be a first-round pick. He's a 5-star freshman. Very, very good basketball player. Has not been shooting the ball well. In this game, could not hit any shot to save his life. And the 1-3 that he hits is that one. I think that's what I keep coming back to, is like how insane for the one shot that you hit to be that shot.
Well, and we talked to Caravan the other day, and I want to say, because he hit the 3 right before, and I want to say he was like
Same
0
thing.
of
Like, he
8,
hadn't
0 of
hit it,
9 or
yeah.
something, or maybe he hit it like 1 of 9 in the run-up. So it's like, yeah, it was very clutch. Also,
I don't know how, if you're a UConn fan, I don't know how, like, I think it's correct to believe that there's like divine intervention at this point. Because it's not even just this team. It's not even just this shot. It's like UConn had won 0 national titles before 1999. They start this little dynasty, if you want to call it that, the last, I don't know what word you want to use, but to win 6 titles in 27 years, almost, this could be 7 titles in 27 years if they finish this. But in '99 they started it out, but they were like 9.5-point dogs against Duke. So like the whole start to this ride was just, it's insane. Every time they make the Final Four, they win the national championship. This stuff just keeps happening. And if I'm a UConn fan, you're going into a Final Four. Dave said Michigan, Arizona is the de facto national championship. But to his credit, he did acknowledge there's always something going on with UConn. If UConn makes it this far, they find a way to win it. And they have not looked like the best team all season. But they will not die. They just do not die.
I mean, they've even survived having the Lakers go after their head coach, like desperately try to hire him. By the way, you mentioned being from Indiana. I don't know who was on the call, but I love the call. What did he say? In Indiana, they can shoot.
Yeah,
Oh God, that was
huge.
That was fantastic. All right.
Credit to Grant Hill, by the way, in that call, for knowing to not say anything.
Oh, okay.
Like as a Duke fan.
Yeah.
Grant Hill watching that and just being like, I gotta not say anything right now.
In all honesty, credit to the Raftery and Grant Hill for just understanding in that moment the play-by-play guy is the one that gets to talk, and you shut up, because if it was me, I would have orgasmed. I would just I just would have made all sorts of noises, and they were absolutely silent. True pros.
I think Raftery, he did die and then came back. I think it was like one of those like brief soul leaves your body. He witnessed it from above, and he's like, "Oh, I got a call to make. Let's go down." And then he started talking, but it did look like he disconnected for a second. Grant Hill was just like, maybe he was too mad to talk at the time. Like, I can't believe this is happening again to us. But the rest of the world could, and the rest of the world really enjoyed it.
I still can't believe that. I like, part of me thinks we're gonna get to Indianapolis and Duke's gonna be there. Like, I still can't believe that UConn actually won.
Are there gonna be sad crazy. Duke fans like walking around with their jerseys that they bought the tickets? Yeah. That's been my favorite thing. I mean, in a sick, perverted way, going to the Super Bowl the last couple of years. There's been a ton of Lions fans.
Yeah.
In New Orleans and Vegas and San Francisco. Ton of Lions fans still representing their city, walking around with pride. Tons of Bills fans that do that. I don't know that Duke fans will have the tenacity and the grit to follow through and attend the Final Four and wear their own Duke jerseys there. I think they'd probably be more undercover than that.
Big T, did the shot elicit a verbal response from you? Did you whoop?
It was sick.
Did you hoot or holler?
No, I was playing video games while I was watching it, so I was just kind of.
Hell yeah, I love a good second screen.
Yeah, but no, it was sick. It was great.
What were you playing?
Probably MLB The Show.
Okay, right on. All right, let's get into Michigan, Arizona. And Mark, obviously, you and Big T are kind of main college basketball heads on here, but as I understand in reading about these two teams, I mean, look, you have the two best defenses in the entire country, right? And in Arizona, you have a team that has been absolutely dominant in the paint, gets to the free throw line. But in Michigan, you have a team that is dominant defensively in the paint, right? Like so it is truly strength on strength. And then you flip it, and it's similar, only with Michigan shooting a bit more from outside and whatnot. So what aspect are you most looking forward to? Like, what battle?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying when Dave was on earlier. Is I think if this is a 7-game series, we get 7 very different games, and that's what's exciting about this matchup is you don't know which of those 7 iterations we're going to get. I think the aspect that I'm going to be locked in on is the 3-point shooting. Michigan, in their 4 NCAA tournament wins, they're averaging like 11 made threes. Yeah. They're shooting 45% from the 3-point line. It has not been when you have teams this good, you do have to pick nits a little bit and find like little flaws here and there. When Michigan loses, when Michigan doesn't look their best, 3-point shooting is their bugaboo at times. But they're shooting the ball really, really well. Arizona doesn't shoot threes. They can make threes. They do not shoot threes. So Michigan has hit double-digit threes in every NCAA tournament game this year, right? Arizona, the last time that they made 10 or more threes in a game was January 24th.
Damn.
They do not shoot a ton of threes. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on is like if Michigan comes out like we're seeing right here, Yaxel Lindeborg, who I think a lot of defenses, every time Yaxel Lindeborg shoots a 3, defenses are like, good, that's what we want. And then it goes in and they're like, damn, that's not what we wanted. And he's been shooting it really well. So I think that's something I might keep an eye on is like if Michigan starts hitting, what does Arizona do? Do they panic? Do they say, like, we got to catch up and start shooting more? Do they stick to what they're doing? If they do stick to what they're doing, which is pounding the ball inside, getting to the rim, and Michigan stonewalling them, what does that look like? Do they have a plan B? Does Ade Mara get in foul trouble? That's another thing that, like, you got to keep an eye on with Michigan is their rim protector. Arizona draws a lot of fouls if they can get Mara in foul trouble. There are just so many ways this game could go. It is a true coin flip. I like Arizona a little bit more just because – like I told Dave, I like their guards more. I think guards matter in these types of games. But this is I'm scared to watch this game. I'm like this game just feels like such high stakes basketball that I just want to like pull my blanket up to my up to my eyeballs and just like tense. Yeah, it's gonna be so tense. It's gonna be so good, and I can't wait for it.
T, do you think that experience matters here? Right. Arizona bringing with 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. Michigan, not a single one to be had. Does that factor into your view on this game at all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Michigan played maybe their best game of the season the other day, but you hear this in football a lot. These guys aren't freshmen at this point. Like Braden Burries has played
a good point.
35 games. Like they know what they're doing. Titus, I'm curious on your thoughts on this. my two X factors for Michigan, it's Namari Burnett, who hit, I don't know how many threes he hit against Tennessee, but he was on. And then you mentioned Mara getting in foul trouble. Tobe Awaka is an awesome player for Arizona, but he does love to foul. It's like his favorite things are to like dunk on guys and foul.
Yeah.
He's my X factor for Arizona if he gets in foul trouble and trying to deal with Lindeborg and Mara.
I like that. Yeah, I think honestly, this feels like a game where you look at like a Lindeborg and Burries and Pete and Bradley, and there's so much star power. I do feel like it's ultimately going to be decided by the role guys. I think that like Karchenkov and like Trey McKinney could decide this game. Like one of those guys
it kind of happens a
goes
lot
for 20 points, and that ultimately is the difference. The Final Four obviously played in a football stadium, and the conventional thinking in football stadiums is shooting isn't quite as good. So maybe that's an advantage for Arizona. But then also we never acknowledge the times where teams play in the football stadiums and shoot lights out. So who knows?
Michigan was playing in the big house the other day. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, really?
They put a goal out in the middle of the big house and went and shot.
There you go. But yeah, I think 3-point shooting will be the thing that I'm locked in on the most.
All right, so that was one half of the Final Four. Let's get to the kind of under-talked about game, and maybe the most under-talked about team next. We talk a lot about UConn. Nobody wants to talk about Illinois. Coming up next here on Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool. All right, a few minutes here to get into the other side of the docket.
Eagles.
Yes, we're going to talk Eagles. I do want to revisit NASA as well. Shout out the senior NASA official who texted Bob, who's watching. We love NASA here on this program, okay? At least I do. I don't want to speak for everybody.
No, I'm an asshole. Yeah.
Okay, are we all assholes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Big T? Well, okay,
I
never
need to
mind.
see how much money they're spending.
Okay, get out of here. Never mind. Anyway, Illinois, UConn, the under-talked about game, and really Illinois, just the invisible partner in all of this.
Yeah.
Like UConn always gets but their UConn thing, nobody talks about Illinois, and you're saying Illinois is like objectively better in UConn.
Can I say something really controversial? I think Illinois could win the national championship.
There you go.
Illinois. This might be a hot take, and I'll be accused of just saying things for clicks. I think Illinois could win the national championship. They're
You're
incredible.
just saying that for clicks.
their offense. Illinois went 3 for 17 against Iowa from the 3-point line, and their offense was unstoppable. Like towards the end of this game, Keaton Wagler is. So I'm a guy who gets really excited about guards. Like when we were talking about Arizona, Michigan, that's the reason I give Arizona a slight edge, is that I like their guard play a little bit more. I love guys in March Madness and in the Final Four and winning national championships. I love guys that you give the ball to, you say, listen, our plan A is not working, our plan B is not working. What we need is individual moments of brilliance. And if that is in fact what this Final Four becomes, Illinois has the best guy for that. It's Keaton Wagler. He is the best guy in this that's left in this tournament that you can throw the ball to and say, Keaton, please go save us. And around him, he has the tallest team in Division I.
Yeah.
Every single guy except for Kylan Boswell that's going to step on the floor for Illinois is 6'6" or taller. They have shooters galore. UConn's defense is great, and that's going to be interesting. Is when Illinois is on offense and UConn is guarding them. UConn is really good at guarding the 3-point line, and Illinois traditionally can shoot well, but they didn't shoot well against Iowa. Anyway, I think Illinois is very, very good. They're playing great defense as of late. That was always kind of the question mark with them. And this is also a coin flip for me. I think this is going to be an incredible basketball game, but it is interesting how UConn, because they won 2 titles recently under Hurley, they're back in the Final Four. Every time they get to the Final Four, they win it all. They have obviously the great Mullen shot. They knock off the number 1 overall seed. Everyone's just kind of like UConn is going to beat Illinois, and they'll play the winner of Michigan, Arizona. I don't think that's necessarily true. Illinois is very good.
And it's interesting, T, you talked about earlier how you're not a freshman at any point this season. Like, the last time these two teams played, Wagner played 10 minutes. So, like, yeah, this is an Illinois team that if you're wondering, okay, well, why haven't they maybe looked like this why they've been as dominant as Arizona or Michigan, they were still very much, like, figuring out who they were going to be this season. And now they've completely figured it out. So, if you had to pick a winner right now, T, are you going Illinois in this one?
I think Illinois could win this game by 9 or 10 points.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to UConn. UConn's going to win.
Oh, okay.
UConn can't die. UConn, that's just been the story of UConn all year, is like I watch them play and I'm like, there's something missing. They're not as good as they should be. And then the clock hits 0 and they've won the game.
They're true throughout the record books.
Yeah.
Does UConn just come down to how Terrace Reed plays?
He's going to be. I mean, I know he's going to be good. So, like, to me, that's not even a question. It's more of like, can UConn shoot? It is like, that's really the question. And Illinois' defense has been a question mark all year. UConn's offense has been a question mark. What happens on that end of the floor?
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we got a lot more Final Four talk still to come. A lot more space talk. We still got to get to Jalen Hurts eventually. We have questions from a third grader.
Look at that.
Is that? That's the moon.
Yeah, look at her.
Waning or waxing?
Is that a live shot of the moon?
Waning or waxing?
They can't be that close to the moon already, huh?
Is the moon male or female?
Or is that the Earth?
It's female, right?
Yeah, she's got a feminine quality.
Like a boat? Yeah, she looks beautiful.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Hour 2 beginning. Let's talk some more Final Four. We got a Big Tease, Big Bomb. Big Tease, parlay. Big Tease, Big Bomb. Is that what we're calling this one?
Yeah, the tease hasn't been working, so we're switching the strategy. We're going completely the opposite direction, and this is the Big Bomb. These are all plus money in a parlay.
Okay, dude.
T-bomb a bear.
The big
No,
launch, big bomb.
I don't know.
You don't condone?
No French.
Okay, before we get to the big bomb, hold on, guys. We're going to get to it. First, a few more questions kind of about these Final Four teams. I think this one's obvious. Well, I'll throw it to the group anyway. Best coach left in the mix? Is it just Hurley? Because all these guys are awesome.
You got to say
but
Hurley,
nobody's going to be able to answer anything but Hurley, right?
Yeah.
You have to say Hurley.
So, okay, if you remove her, okay, Tate.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, think.
I mean, Dusty May took Florida Atlantic to a Final Four.
Yep.
Good point.
He has, I mean, right there with Arizona, those are the two best teams in the country. Maybe the best team in the country this year at Michigan. If he wins a national title, doesn't seem like he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. I'm just positive.
If he wins, then maybe you could start to talk about it, but I mean, Hurley's got 2 national championships.
I think Tommy Lloyd is number 2 for me in terms of like the start he's had at Arizona. The one thing missing has been
getting past
tournament.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, getting past the Sweet 16. So if he wins a national title.
So what's Underwood's story? That's the only guy that I feel like doesn't. I don't know a ton about in terms of like his skins on the wall.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Stephen F. Austin, Oklahoma State. He's not a bad coach. He just doesn't have the pedigree that maybe some of the other guys do. But yeah, Illinois is really honed in on the international recruiting, which is fascinating. And Arizona as well. So Arizona and Illinois, I mean, we could get like a very Euro national championship.
Yeah.
National championship decided by the Euros.
Yeah, international champion.
Yeah.
International collegiate championship.
Who is the best player left in the tournament?
Yaxel Lindeborg is the answer. But like I said earlier about Wagler,
How about players college age?
Yeah.
The way you
24 and younger.
The way you said Yaxel Lindeborg is the answer tells me that that's not the answer.
Or that nobody wants it to be the
No,
answer.
Yaxel Lindeborg is the best. It depends on how you define best. Like the best player in college basketball this year was Cam Boozer, but like Darius Acuff was the guy you're most scared of. You know what I mean? Like that. So it's like how do you define what the best? Yaxel Lindeborg is the guy I'm most confident is going to have a great game, not only Saturday, but if they win on Monday. But if you're talking about like if on Tuesday morning we wake up and you tell me that someone just like basically had an insane run in the Final Four and won a national championship almost single-handedly, I would assume it was Wagler. Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Okay, what about? Do you have? There seems to be a much bigger deal in football than it is in basketball, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
Also, Terrace Reed, shout out. He's probably had the best tournament. Sorry.
Yeah. And it does feel like UConn, again, can't do anything if he's not.
I feel like we haven't talked about Coapete a lot either.
Yeah, I mean the story with Arizona is like they don't have a best player. It's everybody. It's a committee. They have guys who like Coapete has games where he disappears, but the reason he's disappearing is because like Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries and Krivas are doing everything. And he's like, all right,
he ends up with a Dana Beers stat line. He gets like 12 and 10.
Jaden Bradley was Big 12 Player of the Year. There are games he's the 4th best player on Arizona.
Yeah. That's
actually a credit to Lloyd that he can kind of make everybody be bought into the team environment and still function even when nobody feels like it has to be their night every single night.
Which guy's going to UNC? That's the question.
What do you think?
Seems like they think they're getting Tommy Lloyd.
Tommy Lloyd is it's interesting.
That press conference.
It's interesting.
Would he leave Arizona to go to UNC?
So the story, the rumors are that him and the AD aren't exactly seeing eye to eye, and I mean he's a West Coast guy. It feels like I would be really sad if he left Arizona just because I think what he's built is awesome. I think him being like a West Coast guy and kind of build it. Arizona isn't a program that he built, but like he's built it in his own image, and now they're on the first Final Four for them since 2003, since 2001. I'm sorry. So they're on the precipice of like finishing the job here and all that, and for him to leave that would be very disappointing. But also North Carolina is North Carolina. I think Billy Donovan is the one that like I keep going back.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Everybody's like always really wanting to hire Billy Donovan. He's been in the NBA for almost 15 years now. Has not coached in this iteration of college. He hasn't done well in the NBA either. It's not like he's been killing it. Obviously great coach at Florida 20 years ago.
Well, 2014, he had the best team in the country.
That's true.
2014.
That's true. But he has not done it in this version of college basketball.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
You think he would? He might be great. I don't know. He wouldn't be my first pick.
He would. If nothing else, though, he would excite the donor base to give, right? Which
I think Tommy Lloyd would as well.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
They're gonna be taken care of with that no matter what.
Yeah,
I'd take Tommy Lloyd 11 times out of 10 over Billy Donovan.
You'd have to be insane to be an NBA coach or an NFL coach for that matter, and to say, you know what, I think I'd rather go coach in college right now.
Yeah.
You think that lift is a little easier for a college basketball coach than a college football coach? I mean, I know they're similar, and it probably sucks going from pro to college in either one because of scenario, but does it feel worse in football because the rosters are so much bigger that it's so much more to deal with?
I mean, you hear most college basketball coaches talk like they hate the sport. Where it's at right now. There's like a lot that they would like to fix. Credit to Tom Izzo, who says, like, yeah, I don't like where the game's at right now, but I'm a big part of the reason why it's there. So I have a responsibility to like stay around and try to fix it, and work within the system that I've kind of helped to create myself. But yeah, most college basketball coaches are like, this thing is way broken right now.
Yeah, and that's just that's a college refrain as kind of a whole right now.
But like watching the sport, it doesn't feel broken. Watching it feels great.
Well, it is a weird thing where, it's like it's led to better quality of basketball because guys being able to stick around, being incentivized to, but it is it's just so temporal, right? The roster switch, whatever. We've been talking about. It's time for the big bomb. It's time for the big launch. Shout out Artemis of Big Tease, Big Bomb Parlay. Big T, we're gonna circle the moon with this one.
Okay.
What do we got?
All right, so we can only do one game because we're in the state of Illinois, so we can't do the first game. We're saving it all up for the late game.
This is a big bomb.
All right, so Arizona, Titus and I picked Arizona to win the national championship. I'm sticking with it, and instead of getting them +1.5, we're going to move that to -3.5. They win the game by a couple possessions. I told you my 2 X factors, Mark. Tobe Awaka, 12 points. Namari Burnett, 2 threes. Then here's the heavy lift. We need Braden Burries to make 4 of them. I don't know how many. Now, he did.
That's a lot.
I bet on him one game this year. I laddered him, and it was, I forget, it might have been Kansas. He just went off.
Has he shot 4 3-pointers in a game?
Certainly. He's made 4 before. Not often, but he's made them. And then
might have to, though.
25 points. And this is plus 47,500. So the tease hasn't worked. We're going for the bomb.
Can I just say, if this hits, this is one of the great college basketball games of all time.
Yeah, no,
I mean, Burry's going off, Tobe Awaka going off, Yaxel going off, Arizona. I guess if in this scenario they're going to win by
no, I mean
4
it's still a tight game. They just make free throws.
Yeah, okay.
I love
that would be a banger game.
I'm betting this immediately.
Yeah, 500 to 1. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little taste.
Against Purdue, I think the gambling cave had laddered Burry's points or the threes. I mean, you weren't here for that, right?
I don't recall
because Burry's hit like his first shot of he hit a 3 immediately, and everyone.
I was here. Yeah,
he hit 4 against Purdue, didn't he?
He hit what? Did he? Did he hit
that's what producers told me. They
he hit 4.
All right.
He hit 4 against Purdue. But it was funny because he hit one and then just like disappeared for like 30 minutes of the game, and that was
classic gambling.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I like the bomb the more I look at it.
I mean, it's impossible not to feel something in your loins when you see plus 47,500. Like, let's send it. You're gonna make me more money in my account than I've ever had in there before, Big
I think
T.
the one I'm most, I think Namari Burnett is the one I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen. That's the one I'm most confident in.
I think it's all gonna
I think
happen.
that one you can already put the green checks.
Okay.
I think it's all
Right,
going to happen.
PFT.
I think Jerry's going to see this and he's going to feel a lot better.
I mean, they've got to lean on Yaxel, right?
Right.
So he's going to be at 20 regardless.
At least he's gonna get 20.
Yeah.
He's gonna definitely get 20.
I think Tobey's going to be a big part of this game. That's only 6 dunks.
Oh, waka, 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 waka.
How do you put it that way?
I can't wait. This is great. If you want to go, are you going to put that out publicly, T, for everybody to click
Buddy,
on?
it's on
Well, no, I mean
television.
like to click on, like.
But he
just
doesn't like
easy-
to send the.
Oh, he doesn't send the easy link publicly.
It's on TV.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
put it on social.
All right, guys, coming up next, it's finally time to talk Eagles.
All right.
We got Chase Daniel coming by, talk a little Jalen Hurts, Eagles, quarterbacking, Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, a lot to get to with our guy Chase. Coming up next here on Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. So we're about to catch up with my guy Chase Daniel here on the program. Talk a little Hurts, Mendoza, Simpson. You should all go check out his YouTube channel, Chase Daniel Official. It's really, really great, y'all. Variety, like there's film breakdowns. If you want to learn like the basics of like cover two, just become a more educated football fan, go check it out. Here he is. Chase, what's up, man? How we doing today?
Good. Hey, thanks for plugging the YouTube. I appreciate it.
Well,
Yeah,
I've been loving it. I've
teaching
been,
in.
yeah, I've been watching the teaching videos, man. They're really good to kind of brush up when you've been out the game for a while. And honestly, I played line, so like I never really messed with coverages. So it's like really interesting stuff to learn.
Yeah.
Chase,
awesome.
How excited are you about the Artemis launch?
Yeah. I mean, dude, let's go. I saw some things on the internet, like last night, that there was some games that were being played where they saw launch and they just literally just stopped playing like college and just watched the launch. I mean, that's what type and I heard that from Big Cat at least that the toilet's not working. What's going on with that?
On the shuttle?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
broken.
How is Big Cat
Right?
plugged into the toilet?
It's
I
public.
know.
Oh, it's public.
I was like,
Public
what in the
news.
world?
Okay, yeah. I mean, shout out to them. Like,
Rough way to start the trip.
Yeah.
Probably the worst thing you could have.
They didn't have
not
toilets
work
on
is
the Apollo missions, right?
I think they just peed in a cup and threw it out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic road trip.
Well, glad to hear that you're an Artemis guy, Chase. I knew you would be. You didn't let me down. Are you a Jalen Hurts guy? Actually, let's start here. What do you make of the Hurts Eagles reports? Is it much ado about nothing? Is it a hit piece? Is it legitimate? Where do you stand?
Yeah, I'm a little bit in the middle. It feels like this is just another Jalen Hurts hit piece on, his leadership style, how he is. The one thing that I thought from the article that I have thought all along and sort of reinforced that in the article is just the type of play on the field. Like I can't speak to, and really no one can unless they're in that locker room, to Jalen Hurts' leadership style. People want to say, hey, he's Jordan, he's Kobe. I don't know if that type of leadership style as an NFL quarterback where you're supposed to be galvanizing works, but I can't speak on that. All I can speak to is on the field and everything that the article said. I'm guessing it came from these team sources or a dozen sources or whatever. It has to be some of the coaches because the stuff on the field, and you're seeing here, this is the 4 vertical play. This is what they go into. This is the play that they run on 4th and forever. It's very bland. And what Jalen does well is he gets in shotgun, he runs RPOs, and he's half field progression reads, and he's really good at running the football when he scrambles. And that's the easiest way to explain it. And he's never been a guy to just go full read progressions or to just go through every. And so I think that's sort of what the article hit on. And it's not just, when you watch the film, it's not just Jalen that's making this offense sort of bland and boring. But it seems to me, based on the article, and we're just talking about what the article said, is that he doesn't want to have more stuff added to the offense. He wants to, he wants to do things his way. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. And I said this on McAfee yesterday, was like, when I've been with Drew Brees and I've been with Alex Smith and I've been with some of these really like legit quarterbacks, they've always been team first guys. Hey, whatever you want to run, coach. Of course, they're going to have their ideas on what they want to run, but never, ever has anyone set their foot down. We're only running this. We're only doing that. You got to put some trust in the coaches. And I'm not sure quite what's going on. Like, PFT, you're a Commanders a fan. Like I'm probably like public enemy number one for Philly because everyone thinks I just crap on Jalen Hurts and just all this stuff. I just try to say like the truth of what's happening. I think you're fair. And this has been going on for a while now. So it is interesting that these hit pieces on Philadelphia Eagles quarterbacks just keep coming out, though.
Yeah, so when I read this, my take was that, yeah, there's definitely some sources inside the one of the coaches or several of the coaches might be talking. I think that it's also maybe some sources inside the front office. And I'm going to put my Windhorse hands up. Like, what's going on here? Why are they doing that? And my spidey sense tells me the Eagles might be looking to make a move at quarterback sooner than you think they might be. Like if they're publicly putting this stuff out there, and I think everything that's been written has been like well sourced. I think they talked to some high level sources in Philadelphia, and there's a reason why this is coming out right now. I don't know if it's because they might be looking to draft a quarterback, maybe not in the first round, but I mean they've done this before where they draft a quarterback before you think they might. But it seems like they're laying down a mattress almost and saying like, hey, don't be surprised if we do make a move with Jalen sooner than you think that we should.
I like the spidey senses because I could definitely see how that could be happening. Here's my whole take on that scenario. Like Sean Mannion, new offensive coordinator, and obviously the current head coach Nick Sirianni, they're going to have a big say in this offense. When you look at a guy like Sean Mannion, who is the new offensive coordinator, he's a Sean McVay disciple, he's a LaFleur disciple. He's one of those guys who wants to completely change the offense. He wants to go under center. He wants to go play action. He wants to shift in motion, all things that Jalen Hurts does not like. I just think that this is a really big litmus test this whole year for Jalen Hurts. Like I posed the question to a couple people yesterday before I went on and talked about this. Is like, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, who would you rather have for the next 3 or 4 years? Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or would you rather have A.J. Brown? Now, A.J. Brown, to me, is one of the better receivers in the game. And it's hard to me to see them wanting to trade away, maybe because of Jalen and him don't get along, to the Patriots. Like, he goes to the Patriots, dude. Like, the dude's going to have 10 touchdowns over 1,000 yards. Like, he's just that type of receiver. Now, are you so certain, and I know they paid a lot of money, and I know they've done all this stuff, and I'm not trying to start anything, but it's just one of those things like, who would you rather have? To me, I lean toward probably the receiver at this point. But I do think, here's the deal, though. If Jalen can show that he can play in this Sean Mannion offense, because they have a ton of weapons offensively. They have to run the ball. Then I think it's good. But if this year does not go well and it goes similar to next year, then I think that's where I think PFT that you're onto something there.
Yeah. It's interesting to me, Chase, that Jalen seems to be kind of pushing back against this stuff reportedly because, like, I don't know what the under center numbers are, but, like, he was better when they were utilizing a lot more motion and whatnot, right? Like statistically, like the performance was better. So I guess I don't fully. How do you interpret that? I don't really know how to like square that. So I can't make it make sense.
I would say the offense was much better when they were under center. The play action stuff. He's just never really done that at any point in his career, high school, college, NFL. I mean, he's on his 6 different play caller in 6 years just in the NFL. I believe he had 6 or 7. I think First Things First had it. It was a graphic that Danny Parkins had. It was like 13 play callers in like 10 years of football or something. And that's just hard to do, regardless of if you have been to multiple Super Bowls. And here's where I get the most pushback, guys, because Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls in his first 5 years of his career. Okay, he's one of 8 players in the history of the game to do that. So people are like, well, is it Jalen? Is it the offense? I think it's a little bit of both. I think Jalen's extremely talented. I think there are some things on offense that you have to sort of switch, and you may be pigeonholed. And I think some of these coaches or these front office guys that are the sources are not liking to be pigeonholed. And it doesn't say anything about Jalen necessarily, but there's a certain style of offense. Like when you watch Jalen and you watch this Eagles offense, if you just play zone coverage against them, it's sort of their kryptonite, because he gets back there, and if read 1 or 2 is not open, he's got to scramble around. Like rarely do you play man and just allow him to do what he does best and throw a deep ball down like he doesn't really attack the middle of the field. And so I think some teams are catching on to that. Doesn't mean that, Jalen can't evolve as a quarterback, but right now where it currently stands, I think these team sources are sort of hitting it right on.
So there's a lot of talk about going under center, running play action, turning your back on the defense. Not just for Hurts, but also Jaden Daniels. That's been a talk this offseason with getting a new offense coordinator there with David Blau. And you see it around the league, but like you played the position. What does it really suck that much turning your back on the defense? Is it that much of a big deal for these guys? They're like, I never want to do play action because I want to keep the game in front of me at all times.
I think a lot of quarterbacks, because it's such an old school thing, these newer school guys like Jaden and Jalen and stuff like this, even to me, it was weird because at Missouri, I was in 5 wide, spread it out. Yeah. So when I went to the Saints, which was a huge play action team, it was very weird. Like the footwork's completely different. You're turning your back exactly like you said, and then you have to snap your head. In a different reads, you have to snap it to the free safety versus the corner versus a flat defender. So it's really hard to see. But if you realize, like, it just helps the offense so much more. These 12 personnel, right? 1 back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and multiple different tight ends, multiple different personnel formations. And the under center, to me, it's like, well, what are you doing under center? Well, you can run or pass. What are you doing in shotgun? Well, most of the time we are going to end up throwing the ball. So it just gives you a little bit more of an advantage. And that's why you're seeing the trend around the league is they're going to heavy personnels, more base personnels, like 2 backs, a fullback, maybe 3 tight ends like the Rams did. And you're trying to attack them both under center run game, and the angles are better on blocking. T-Bob, you know all about that. I just think that in general, there's more to attack under center, but it is difficult for these younger quarterbacks because they've never done it. Like you look at the college offense. Tell me a college offense right now that runs a pro-style offense that's really successful. Very, very little. Like Fernando Mendoza, his whole thing right now, and why there's a lot of discourse around him is he's like, well, he's only in shotgun. He's like shotgun like 98% of the time. Well, he only does RPO. I mean, there's some things that these college offenses are doing to hinder the development of some of these quarterbacks.
So that the Mendoza piece is interesting to me, kind of when it's juxtaposed with the Jalen Hurts piece, because like you're saying, Jalen Hurts is kind of pushing back against some of that, whereas Mendoza in all of his pro day interviews was very upfront about like, yeah, I haven't done this stuff. I have a ton to learn. I'm very excited to learn. Is there anything when you scout these guys, is there any way to try to project if maybe he can do that, if that's possible, or is it just like hearing that makes you feel better?
I mean, hearing it makes you feel better. I think the projecting is the hardest thing that you do at the NFL level coming from college when it comes to quarterback play. And that's why so many first-round quarterbacks don't hit. And a guy like Brock Purdy, who's a top 12, top 10 quarterback in the league, can be, 7th-round draft pick. That's what it's so difficult. When it comes to Mendoza and Ty Simpson, right, that's sort of the debate, right? Like Mendoza, for me, he has something you can't coach, and that's intangibles, the heart, the poise, the leadership, the galvanization, all this stuff. Like he's also 6'5", 240. Like he's just built like an NFL guy. And so you can teach him the physical side of things. It is going to be really interesting for Raiders fans out there because Kubiak is such an under center guy. They're going to be under center a lot. Like if I'm Fernando Mendoza, like I've already got the Raiders playbook. I'm already working on under center. I'm very rarely going in shotgun. Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. I mean, there's a lot of things to like. I think that he's probably, Fernando, the one quarterback that can just plug and play from day one. And I know Kirk Cousins just signed there, and I think that's a really good guy to help the development of Fernando Mendoza. And when you go to a guy like Ty Simpson, I really like Ty Simpson, and I found that when I talk to other people who have played the position or are really in tune to the game, those guys really like Ty Simpson because when you watch him and you just see how it looks on film and how it's supposed to look, it just looks beautiful. Like it looks like a dove flying, and it just was like, man, it's just like perfect. I mean, it really is. And I think that's what's great about this whole situation is he's only 15 starts, but when you are actually trying to okay, how's he going to be in 2 or 3 years in a right offense, in a right system? To me, that's why I like Ty Simpson. That's why I think he's going to go a lot higher than people think.
It is interesting that it's all the quarterbacks that are so high on Ty Simpson kind of versus us general public. Like Orlovsky, I know, is the one who started a lot of these waves the other day.
Well, he also still thinks that Carson Wentz is going to be a Pro Bowler like every offseason. We can bring up some lists on old Dan there. I do like Kirk Cousins going out there as an emotional support quarterback for Mendoza. They seem like the same guy. It's like he's going to be playing football with the ghost of Christmas future out there. He's like, that's what I'm going to be one day.
It's the two safest Vegas quarterbacks possible on the planet.
Those two might try to build a church out.
How about this, Chase? When it comes to Cousins, when he was in Atlanta, and granted, I mean, he signed the big contract, right? He seemed like, look, I still want to be the guy. Do you think in him signing with Vegas, does that tell you that he's accepting of this role as the graybeard mentor, the guy that's here to help this young guy?
I think so. I really do think so. I don't think there's any way that you draft Fernando Mendoza number 1 overall and then Kirk Cousins plays. I mean, this is purely for a high character, high IQ quarterback room to help the growth of Fernando Mendoza, and they are one and the same. He's one of the guys that I'm like, when you break Mendoza down, you're like, okay, I can see some Kirk Cousins has a much stronger arm at that point coming out than Kirk Cousins was as a 4th round pick. But you can also see just all the traits in him. And I do really like this because I was that guy, right? I was that guy for so many years in the backup as a backup quarterback is hey, not only are you trying to help the team win. Obviously, if your number gets called, you want to play well, and you really do have to have 2 quarterbacks that can play in this league, because if one's done, you see him get hurt all the time. You don't want the season to be over. But he's also going to help in Kirk's development. He's also going to be hey, what can I do to help Fernando? What can I do to help Kubiak as a first-time head coach? All these things go into it. I liken it to the Case Keenum situation in Chicago, right? Case is the 3rd-string quarterback there. He's practically an assistant coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the one running the quarterback room. He is the one doing all these things. He's Ben Johnson's right-hand guy. I view Kirk Cousins like this, pretty similar with Kubiak.
Chase, can't thank you enough for the time, man. You do incredible work. Again, everybody go follow him on social media. Check out the YouTube channel. All of his podcasts are fantastic. Thank you, Chase.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Chase.
See you, Chase.
Good insight.
Look at that. He's got a Sports Illustrated cover back there, a YouTube plaque, an NFL first touchdown ball.
And he's handsome.
He's very handsome. Blue eyes.
And we should acknowledge that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think that Hurts' time in Philly, tick, 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 tick.
You're getting this from somewhere, huh? Yeah. Somebody's in PFT's here. Somebody in the know is in PFT's here.
People are going to say this is a Rossini take. It's not a Rossini take.
Okay, that's what I was
It's
implying.
not a Rossini take. You don't give all these sources to ESPN to write this article if you're not thinking about moving on from the guy. That's
More
all.
Wake Up. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Man, I gotta be honest, guys. I didn't pay attention to anything during the break. I was trying to look up flight stuff. Do we have Tate coming on or not? What do we land? I apologize, production. I screwed this up. Okay.
Hey, can I do the intro back?
Yes, yeah.
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's me, T-Bob Bear. We are right now actively waiting on an update with the situation of Rico Bosco.
Thank you.
We have breaking news.
Thank you.
We have a story developing.
Thank you.
The news.
Fluid situation.
This just in.
Yeah.
Rico Bosco might not be allowed to fly out to the Final Four. The plane might have had a mechanical issue. I just want to say, Rico should be thankful. You want to catch these mechanical issues on the ground. It says that your pilots were doing a good pre-flight. They did their walk around. They checked out their instruments. Something wasn't adding up. So they said, we're going to ground and we're going to get it fixed and we're not going to take off until it's right. So Rico, do not complain about this. You might have just had your life saved today by pilot.
Thank you for having my back there, PFT.
Yep,
that was good. That was good. That was Fernando Mendoza level teammate.
This guy's
right there.
Well, I'll be the opposite. He's been bad out of breaks today. That's twice.
What?
Oh.
That's not twice.
It's good
Oh,
twice.
time.
You couldn't control your laugh?
No, that was on you, T. Because you made me laugh.
Like 30 seconds.
No, you said something like 5 seconds before we were back on air. But you know what? Actually fair. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get in the film room. I'm gonna get it fixed. But right now,
good coaching.
I'm gonna think about third graders, and it's time once again. PFT has tapped into his stable of curious young minds that he keeps well fed and taken care of.
It's a letter writing campaign. They submit the questions, Big T. There's no compound.
I'm Big T.
Well, I could also technically be a Big T.
No,
well, actually, T-Bob means
T
little Bob.
You can stop looking for the compound. Here's a question. This question comes to you from the year 2014.
The ultimate third grader.
Is UConn bad for women's basketball? Is it time to have that take again? Is it time to dust that old take off? They're back in the Final Four?
They are back in the Final Four. They're undefeated. Does anybody know how many Final Fours Gino Auriemma has gone to?
27.
I believe it's 25.
Oh my God.
That's just
That's
I believe this is his 25th Final Four.
You know what's crazy is
I think I saw that.
I believe it's 6 out of the last 22 years UConn has had UConn men's team and women's team both in the Final Four. Pretty good basketball school.
I'm going to answer this question with a no, because still, even though they're back now, the bar that they set raised the rest of the women's game up enough to where it's more competitive than it was in the past.
Would there be women's basketball to this degree without UConn?
Well, maybe not this year, T. But I mean, you think about what Dawn Staley's done in South Carolina, Kim Mulkey,
right? They never lose.
LSU.
Like it's like 5 teams that just never lose.
Yeah, but which is better than it used to be, which is it was just UConn that never lost.
Yeah,
and now you've got that's a rivalry game.
It's
right?
still so the trickle down.
I watched UConn play a 9 seed in the tournament, and they were up 65-8.
Yeah,
and that's literal.
Yeah,
that was the score.
Wait, T, are you saying that trickle down basketball doesn't work? Or should it be spread out more? Or should we?
Well, what do you mean by spread out? You force players to go to.
Yeah, I mean,
so you don't believe in a free market.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I just said it was good for the game. You said it was bad for the game. I'm asking you.
No, I'm saying that your premise doesn't exist.
I know. I'm saying, would you think it'd be better if they had basketball socialism?
No, I believe labor can place itself.
I don't think we're talking about women's basketball.
I think we've strayed far.
No. In all seriousness, though, yes, eventually you want to see it spread out even more, but I think it has created a lot of good elite. I think they're good.
But Rico Bosco would point out what happens when Gino Auriemma retires.
There's no succession place.
There's not a succession plan. Was all of this worth it?
No, probably not. It's all going to crumble to the ground. Same thing with Dawn Staley.
If you had to pick, this comes from Not Maresh from Chicago, Illinois. Okay. If you had to pick one person from Thursday's Wake Up Barstool who looks the most like the new assistant GM from the Atlanta Falcons, who would it be?
Well, let's take a look at.
Can we see the GM?
Assistant GM from the Atlanta Falcons?
I'm just saying no way.
Is that you, Mark?
Yeah.
No, this is actually his picture. Jeff Scott. Good luck to him with your Atlanta Falcons, Big T. He's working underneath Matt Ryan, who's the president of football for that football club. This guy, I will
Jersey
never.
Jeffy.
The only way you can be certain that's not Jerry is because he has a suit and tie on. Otherwise,
right?
I mean,
Big T, how's it feel to know that Jersey Jerry's going to be in your front office now?
I mean, he can't be any worse than the guys that've been in there for 20 years. So.
Fair, yeah, not an unfair point.
I just want to look at this picture as much as possible.
It's hilarious. I mean, that is Jerry.
It's Jerry.
To a T. I wish he was here. I miss you, Jerry.
We got to
feel
do
better.
segments with Jerry doing like the mouth of this guy.
Yeah.
Or doing
Bill Conan bit. Yeah.
Like as the Falcons start like 0-3 this year or something.
Yeah.
We
Time to put in Tua.
What a wonderful niche segment that would be. In our national TV show, we have Jerry pretending to be Jeff Scott answering the
You just
Falcons
reminded me that
woes.
Tua plays for the Falcons, and now I'm mad.
Oh yeah. Get ready to learn Oos, buddy.
Look, if Geno Smith can lead the Jets to the promised land, Tua can lead the Falcons to the promised land.
Hey, did you hear Geno on Part of My Take?
Yeah.
No.
He came on Part of My Take on Wednesday, yesterday, on April Fool's Day. Talked about he's really committed to taking care of his body.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he takes care of his body.
I'm sure that'll lead to success.
You need to listen to the episode.
I need to check it out. I haven't heard it yet.
All-time interview with Geno.
I bet he hasn't listened to an episode since he's worked here.
Probably not. That's okay.
Look, I'm not, guys. What is going on this segment? What is going on this segment? Do y'all watch the other days of Wake Up Barstool?
Sometimes.
Do you wake up here? Okay, yeah. I'm sure you watch Tuesdays Wake Up Barstool live.
Hey, we're gonna move the show along. I'm T-Bob Bear. Our third question comes from PFT from Herndon, Virginia. Sounds like a smart cookie. If Dan Hurley wins a third national championship, would that make him the best bald coach in American sports history?
All right, who are the candidates right now?
I
Robert
think.
Saleh.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is very bald. He's played for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Tarkanian, Rick Majerus would be up there. Red Auerbach might be the correct answer.
Okay.
To this, but I don't.
Was he bald or was he like wispy?
I don't think he was bald for most of his career. It was kind of at the end. Dan Hurley has been bald this entire time. I think without a doubt he's on the Mount Rushmore of bald sports coaches.
Production had a great one, Tony Dungy. He would be up there, right?
I
think
guess.
Hurley would be. Yeah, he would be number one. He might be number one right now.
He could be.
Feels like he kind of is after doing this list.
Like I put Tony Dungy. One Super Bowl equals 2 college national championships, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
whoa.
yeah, it's a fact.
Was that fair?
What?
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl.
There are 366
Football.
teams in
It's impossible to win the Super Bowl. Someone wins it every year.
Someone wins it every single year.
It's
yeah,
football.
but it's impossible.
It's football.
You start every year. You have a 1 in 30. What? 2 chance? How many teams are in the NFL? Barely any.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
32.
32.
You have a 1 in 32 chance. 1 in 366 chance if you're a Division I.
Yeah, but in college basketball, you've got like a 1 in 12 chance.
Yeah, Loyola Marymount has just as good a shot. Yeah.
All right. The top 12 on December 6th.
True colors are showing.
That's what it is, right? Rico,
one of they change it every year.
He has like a January poll that he references, where if you're in the top 10, you make
December.
the final
It's
four.
the week
is it?
6 poll, right?
Now,
yeah, that's right.
But if that guy, if Dan Hurley, if he does win a championship, he gets 3, right? How many other guys have 3? What, like 3 others?
In college basketball?
In college basketball,
Wood
yeah.
Knight, Kay, Roy Williams.
Roy Williams ended up getting 3?
Might be another one I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very short list of guys.
Probably.
Does Bill Self have 2?
Bill Self has 2. Yeah.
Once he gets that third one, that makes him like he's in the discussion.
Rarefied air.
One of the greatest of all time. I think, he wins another one. He's the best bald head coach any sport.
Okay, what do we got next?
If Dan Hurley, let's see, if all 4 Washington sports teams make the finals in the same year, will you give all your money to Jersey Jerry? This is from Jerry from Arlington Heights, Illinois. I did say that on Part of My Take the other day, that if all 4 teams ever happen to have great years, I would give my money away, but I said I would announce who it would be, and then I give all my current money to charity, and then I would give all the money that I would ever make in salary just away to one person. So I think that's what Jerry's angling for here. It's never going to happen because the Wizards will never make the NBA championship. And if they do happen to luck into it, I can guarantee you that the Commanders will not be in the Super Bowl that same year. So yeah, Jerry, I will.
I live pretty close to Arlington Heights as well, though, dude. If you wanted to maybe think about giving me the money, I just want to be in the discussion.
I think getting Jerry on my side to like his second favorite teams will always be Washington sports.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's
now you've never done a show with Jerry. We've done a show together for 5 years.
Yeah, why isn't Big T on the list?
Because Big T would never ask for a hand.
I'm your second.
He would ask for a hand up, not a hand out.
That's true. I'm your second longest tenured partner at this company.
That is true, but you're a bootstrap guy. I don't want. Listen, Big T, give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for a glass of milk.
No, but I agree.
You want all of my money? Wait, that sounds a lot like
I'd
socialism.
like if you're giving it away, I'd like a cut.
Yeah, well, you're sounding a lot like FDR right now.
I'm not asking for it. I'm asking in the event it happens, and you're just giving it away willy-nilly. I mean, take care of the guys that got you here.
Listen, I didn't know that you felt the burn like this, Big T.
Your true colors, T.
Yeah,
it's been an
I've said
interesting
for a long time, Bernie would have beat Trump.
Yep, he has said that.
I actually.
By the way,
people are calling him AOT.
My 9-month-old daughter watches the show. She just texted me and she asked, is PFT a sneaky fake tortured sportsman having a Stanley Cup and a World Series in the last few years?
Wow.
No, that's
Good
fair.
question.
That's
All right.
fair. Like,
That was just a question.
yeah.
We're being forced to
completely
break.
fair.
We got Tate and Rico live from the Teterboro Airport coming up.
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's me,
Unbelievable,
PFT
dude.
Bobby Bear. And we're coming back from commercial break. We've got a very special guest right now, zooming in from Teterboro Airport. I believe we have, is it Barstool Tate? Or is it, it's Rico Bosco.
Oh, yeah. Way to go,
Rico.
T-Bob.
Hey, Rico, how's it going? Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, I've been better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're stuck right now in New Jersey. Is that the issue?
Yeah, a little bit of a delay. They think we'll get out today, so see how it goes.
So, okay, excellent job. Thank you.
He's doing the breathing exercise.
Okay, Rico, what about this? As it stands now, is it confirmed that the plane that y'all were originally supposed to be on is officially out of commission for the day?
This one is, yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
we'll see. A couple hours. I don't know. It's day to day. A lot of breathing, hour by hour, I guess. A lot of breathing.
A lot of breathing.
Yeah, are you grateful they caught the problem on the plane though before it took off? I mean, that's a positive
Maybe.
silver lining. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Rico, you're maybe grateful that a lot of people are saying that you're not allowed to fly. That I know personally, like that's not the case.
Oh, it's on the no-fly
Yeah,
list.
it's possible.
So so you still have hopes of taking off today. I know that it might be a little embarrassing because you got your whole roster there waiting to fly out. Have they told you what the issue on the plane is?
No.
Toilet's not working.
They haven't said the issue at all?
No, just mechanical. I don't know. It's a mechanical.
Okay.
Well, are you at least having fun, Rico, with
No.
with Tate being there to document everything and film you?
No.
What?
No, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Have you looked at maybe getting a commercial flight out from, you got like 3 airports pretty close by?
Yeah, I think they're all booked.
And what about driving? You could do a fun road trip.
Yeah, but now I got people on the hook, so we'll see. But
Yeah.
I'm glad everybody's enjoying it.
Well, I want to get an update from you. If you had to put a percentage, Rico, of you getting out of there today, where are we at?
I don't know, 10 to 12 maybe.
Okay, is Tate nearby? Can I talk to Tate real quick?
Nah, he's over in the thing. I went to, it's quiet. Yeah. No, I guess he is.
Okay, yeah. I feel like Tate might have some. Hey, Tate, it's good to see you. I can tell that Rico's not in a great mood right now. You are a journalist.
This is a
on the
comic
ground,
angle.
and you're documenting everything that's happening. This angle that you have the phone at, it makes you look really young. You look like you're 19 years old. It's a good angle for you.
Bro, your
hat bill looks
it looks like the
long.
Sandlot.
Yeah.
It's the Sandlot hat bill.
Yeah,
That's
how's
insane.
No, you look great.
No, go back.
This is a compliment, Tate. What are you seeing as a journalist, boots on the ground, observing Rico right now?
So I was just in the flight attendant's office, and I was trying to question, is there any chance this is a prank? Is there any chance they're just messing with Rico? And she said, 0% chance. If this was Mike Rapoli, we would all be in huge trouble right now. Thank God it's just Rico Bosco.
Have they told you what the issue is?
Mechanical issues. This flight is not able to fly. At first, it was, let's find a recovery jet. But the recovery jet process is not going well. So now they're thinking of bringing in maintenance instead of finding a recovery jet.
So you're inconvenienced as well, but you seem to be in a little bit higher spirits than Rico.
It is like this couldn't have gone better. Rico's in a tough spot, but like there's Fordham's coaching staff is out there. The Penn State GM of NIL is out there.
Oof.
Michael Greer is out there.
State Penn.
It's the bigwigs.
Yeah. So right now, I think Rico is very concerned. Number one, I think he might think that he looks foolish not being able to take off on time. But number two, the pump party, the biggest night of the year, might be in jeopardy. Have you heard anything about that?
Here, let me get that. Rico, any thoughts on the pump party tonight?
Yeah, we still got some time. Clocks go back, so we get an hour back. Yeah, it's getting close. It's crunch time. Fourth quarter.
I'm cheering for y'all, dude. For what it's worth. We all are. We all are here in studio.
Is that true that the clocks go back?
What do you mean that? What do you
Flying
mean the clocks
Central.
go-
They're flying Central
They're
time.
not flying Central.
But Indianapolis is not.
Indianapolis is East time.
Wait, Indianapolis is East time?
Yeah. You don't get an hour back, so.
Oh,
This is what she sees. This is the what she sees meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Rico. Thank you, man.
Sorry, Rico. Hey,
Thanks a lot.
Godspeed. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Y'all got it, dude. Stay
got this,
positive.
Rico.
Manifest.
No positive.
Yes, come
Yes,
on. You got
positive.
this.
Yes,
Stay
positive.
positive.
Rico, tell me one thing that made you happy today.
Nothing.
One thing,
No,
Rico.
Not one thing. Not one thing. I did get a nice Fordham sweatsuit. But
Oh, there you
Okay.
go. A new sweatsuit.
There we go.
All right, we're back up.
All right.
State Penn.
Love you, Rico. You got this, brother.
He's not happy.
Hung up.
Well, the last time we had a flight saga, as far as I remember here at Barstool, the guy involved, it was a huge win for him. He actually, I think, got a contract from us. Got Dave to give him a lot of money. So I think Rico can maybe see it from that perspective. And this could actually be.
It's a good thing this didn't happen yesterday. Like April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
Rico would have tried to go out there and be Sky King by now. So I hope he gets there. The pump party won't be the same without him. He does need to look up the time zone, though. I'm a little concerned about that.
Maybe this gets him some credit with Rapoli here, because then, he kind of ate the broken plane for him, absorbed it. I don't know. I'm trying to find anything here for
No,
our guy.
that's a fair point. I think Rapoli owed him a flight, and if the flight gets broken down, then Rico, he can cash in at a future time.
Yeah.
Can I just say, thank God Tate is with him, because we wouldn't know about any of this.
No, Tate. When did Tate actually he somehow stumbled into being an excellent documentarian,
he's
like
got
a
a knack
Twitter
for it.
documentarian. It's
He went with
unbelievable.
Mincy, and then he made that his job.
No, I know, but still,
kingmaker.
it's interesting to find something that you're so naturally good at so organically.
I think when you're floating along with Mincy, there's a lot of. Let's give Mincy some credit.
Yeah.
Okay, he's lava hot right
Lava hot.
now. I've never heard of Mincy missing a flight because of mechanical issues. It's always because he stayed out too late and widespread panic. Okay,
And then he'll just get someone to drive him wherever he needs.
that's true. Like Rico could use a Mincy with him
Yeah.
by his side.
Mark,
That would be a hell of a duo.
Mark,
right?
final minute of the show. Indianapolis, you're headed. How we feeling? You excited?
I'm very
It's gonna
excited.
be awesome.
Indianapolis is the best Final Four host city. It's Big T's gonna.
I have a genuine question about that, because people always say that. I've only driven through Indianapolis. I've never been to it. Why is that the case?
I've heard it's walkable.
Everything's
Stadium and
walkable. It's
stuff.
downtown. It's a city built for conventions. It's a city
Mm-hmm.
built to host things. It's good at hosting shit.
Stuff.
Oh, that was my first one. Yeah. Wanted to sneak it in there. But the people care about basketball. Big T. They care. The locals are diehard.
Is there only
basketball
one
fans.
restaurant?
There is one
St.
restaurant.
That's the only
And
restaurant.
that's part of the buzz.
Okay.
You gotta
gotta
find
get
out
in.
quick how much you matter.
Are you going to St. Elmo's? You gotta be. You're in, huh?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, look at our guy, dude. All right, on behalf of me.
I felt good to get my first violation.
Yeah, you guys
That's
good.
good.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
At the end.
Do it again.
Good.
On behalf of me,
Shit.
PFT, T-Bob, other T-Bob, Mark Titus Bob. We hope you have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, love you guys. Good luck, Rico Bosco. Hi, Mom.
Love you, Rico.